Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere, and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone. And ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
Hello.
Hello, Chris. What's up, baby?
Oh, TJ, you know, I just took a shower and I'm here just thinking back on 100 episodes of How Long Gone that we've made together.
You thought about me in the shower? Okay. Let's go. Let's build off of that.
Relax, it wasn't sexual in nature.
Okay. Yeah, I did not take a shower yet.
That's disgusting.
I know. I didn't have time. I came home, had to do a couple little things, and then wouldn't you know it, podcast the clock.
Well, all we do is podcast now. That's why we have 100 episodes.
Yeah, man. We have the amount of episodes that a normal podcast would take 2 years to release. We have done in less than a year.
Less than a year because it ain't shit. We're running laps around these losers.
And we also, the amount of listens that we have also eclipsing that of a podcast that took years to accomplish. And to our listeners, we want to say thank you very much.
Yeah, we do. This podcast is only going to get better. We should use this opportunity, TJ, to really get into the new program that we've been contracted by big Spotify to make.
Yeah, we have. I mean, we started. If you haven't watched the Twitch show, that's been going on for, I guess it's been 5 weeks now, and that is the visual version of us. And now we have a new podcast that is just coming out this day. I guess today you're hearing it is the day it's coming out. So it's called How Long Gone Radio. And it is a show with Spotify where we listen to all the music that comes out every week, and we allow the guests or the listeners to hear the full song just like how you would on Spotify, and then we talk about each tune. Sometimes we say good things about it, sometimes we say bad things about it. But if you like the way we criticize so many things in life, you now get to listen to us criticize music.
But let's not just criticize. We get hype, There's also, there's also exciting new music that I'm happy to talk about.
That is true. And I guess the point I'm making is it's not only music that we love, and it's not only music that we hate. It is a democratic system where everyone can get the smoke and everyone can get the praise.
Very true. And so that makes, just to really break that down, that's the trifecta. And the triangle is How Long Gone, How Long Gone Live, and now How Long Gone Radio. We've given you a full universe to submerge yourself in.
As well as, not to be slept on, the fourth point of the quadrangle, Gone by How Long Gone, our bespoke cut and sew clothing company.
Gone by How Long Gone, launching probably with Trey Bien, Essence, End, and Mr. Porter in 2021. But we're
that's for when eyewear and fragrance drops. We don't have time. We're really busy, so we're trying to get all of those launched. But right now, it is just kind of tops and bottoms.
I'm happy that Comme des Garçons has happily agreed to take on our fragrance program for us, so we can do it in collaboration with them. But more on that later. More on that.
It was
later.
cool of them to white label that for us, just while we get the kinks ironed out.
Yeah, they were very happy to get on board and become part of the HLG universe. But there's a lot going on right now. It's a crazy time in America. Travis Scott dressed up like Batman and got trolled so much that he took down his Instagram.
Did he really?
Yes.
Why? What were people saying that made him have to take the post down?
I don't know. I mean, he looked like an idiot, and he probably spent like $100,000 on it. You know what I mean? Because it was like full,
Right. It
prop
was
house level. I
feel like he always dresses up a little too extra like that.
I mean, the thing about Travis Scott is that he's a fucking nerd, and you can like tell he's a nerd, and he's also, did you know that he's 30 years old or soon to be?
I did not know that, but I guess it sounds about right. That's around the same. Does that seem too young or too old for him?
No, I don't. I guess I'd never. Travis Scott seems ageless to me.
It does feel odd putting an age on Travis because he just kind of appeared one day, and we were all like, "Okay, I guess this is happening."
Where did he come from? Who found him?
I think he found himself.
Sick.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if he's from Houston, I can't really imagine anybody co-signing him from Houston who is worth a damn unless there was a big old baggie at the end of that rainbow.
Well, sometimes that is important. I think the screwed up clique got to keep the tape shop open. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you sign little suburban Travis Scott to a quick little label deal, and you got him for life.
I guess, yeah. I mean, as it pertains to Houston, other than the music and the rich collection of international cuisine, it really doesn't have much going on in terms of my opinion.
I
know that
I've told you this.
You ride for H-Town a little bit.
I do. I think maybe because my life was chopped and screwed for like 3 or 4 years. I really understand the slowed down sound a little better than you do.
That is wrong. That is wrong. And I was saying that the screwed up sound is and Indian and Asian food. Those are the only two things worth a damn in Houston, in my opinion. Otherwise, it's just kind of behind.
The art is amazing. We should go there. I think we should take a little trip there and do some broadcasts from Houston.
I will pass.
We stayed at this really cool hotel there. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like Bush family cosplay, like real Southern old money. But it had a fucking full gym with a pool and like an indoor track as part of the hotel. It was incredible.
Bush family cosplay.
One of the weirdest and coolest hotels I've ever stayed in. Like I kind of hated it, but it was also awesome.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good experience.
Okay, that sounds okay at best.
I ate some good food there as well. I'm a Texas daddy. What can I say? I like Texas, except for Austin. Austin's the worst city in America. Top 3 worst cities in America.
I would rather hang out in Austin than Houston.
You're fucking crazy. Well, you are a white bitch at a bachelorette party deep down, I guess. Show me the lie.
I mean, I think I just need to see your Houston, because when I went, I was there DJing and I was like, oh, everybody here, like, they don't know any of the music I'm playing because it came out in the last year. And you go to like a vintage clothing store and it's like they just discovered things that we Jason, gave up on years ago.
I know that when you played Uffy in Houston, it fell on deaf ears, but maybe you just sucked and they were like, "This is trash. Where's the Slim Thug?"
That is a possibility.
Possibility. I went there to shoot Soul Cycle, and it was a fun week. It was like pretty fun to be there for 3 or 4 days. There's a beautiful Philip Johnson designed like church that was incredible.
Awesome.
There's a Terrell on the Rice campus that's public that we got to at dusk. It was amazing.
Yeah,
I think I've
seen Terrell. He's Kanye's guy.
He's Drake's guy actually. And unfortunately the Twombly Museum was, I believe, closed for renovation at the time. But
damn, twomp, what'd it do?
Twomp. Damn, that was pretty good.
Sorry, Cy.
So anyway,
Cy, hi.
We ride for Houston. Travis Scott is garbage. In other news, people are really mad about John Mulaney's.
Yeah, I saw that. I have not watched Big John on SNL, but he said America's in the middle of an old people race, and it doesn't matter who wins either way. It's gonna suck still.
Yeah, but it was funny, and it's like, guys, shut up, you pussies! Like it was just funny. It was actually good. I mean, the show was fine. The Strokes were good, but the monologue was actually funny and like felt very like pro. You know what I mean? Like he knows what the fuck he's doing.
John Mulaney is maybe top 3 or 4, stand-up comedians in America right now for sure. Like just in terms of ticket sales, butts and seats, etc. Like he's he's
Well,
he's in the top.
Unfortunately, Jason, he offended a lot of snowflakes out there by not saying vote heart and instead.
I mean, the irony of him being literally the poster boy of snowflakes, just visually speaking, he's a flaky man.
It's true.
But yeah, I haven't seen it. I am assuming context is everything, as in terms of what he said and how it was said. And I think taken out of context, obviously, saying that is not helpful to those, those without a voice or those who are really going through it, who really do hope and think that, Biden winning will make a difference somehow. And I agree with them. I think that it will make a difference somehow. I don't think it will, but also I've always been, a pessimistic person who's like, it really doesn't matter who the actual like physical person who the president is, like the amount of shit that they actually do compared to, everybody else in the administration and the Congress and Senate and all that shit. That's what's really moving the chains, and not to be too conspiracy theorist, but yeah, I mean, they're whoever the president is, they're just a puppet, baby.
I mean, you know what though? Whoever the president is needs to restore humor to America. That's the new platform I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. Like, we need somebody who's able to giggle through the storm, because we are in a storm. This is like every major city has to board up all the windows of every business.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah, dude, when you really think about that, it's fucked up.
Like that is, dystopia is here. When it's like, oh, we're going to find out who the new president is because the presidential election is happening on Tuesday. And then, everyone's reaction or instinct is like, oh, we have to board up our businesses, close everything down because there's going to be, rioting and looting and a lot of very, very angry people who are physically taking it out on the world.
The fact that I can't ride down to Rodeo in my G-Wagon right now, valet park, and go into the Louis store without having to look at fucking wood, that's fucked up, bro. Like, did you cop the Draco yet? Or are you waiting? Like, we only have one more day before you can cop the Draco.
I have the Draco, but I don't have the full drummy yet, and I'm going to need that. But I mean, have you gotten, joking aside, have you gotten closer to finally pulling the trigger on buying a gun?
I actually am not a gun guy. I know that might come as a surprise to you.
No shit.
Shut up. Don't. I understood that veiled "you're a pussy" flavor there, but no, I've shot guns in my time at the range, but it's just not for me. I don't like the feeling. I don't feel comfortable.
No, it's not for me either. I don't feel
in control. I also don't think I would ever use a gun. I would rather just like yell at somebody and hope they stop. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm big and loud. I feel like that maybe could be enough.
Stop killing my family.
Yeah, maybe
Get
not.
Out of it. You have to kind of treat it like when you see a bear or a bobcat in the wild. You have to kind of make yourself look bigger than you are and make a lot of commotion and fuss and hope that they will, stop.
Unfortunately,
lighting your house on fire and beating your elderly relatives.
I think guns are unfortunately part of the problem. So I'm not really interested in copping one. But
I agree. I am not a gun lover at all. I don't like the feeling that I am holding something in my hand and, if I sneeze while I'm holding it or do something, accidental, I could just, oopsie, I'm dead, or my friend who's standing next to me is dead instantly.
Which in this case would be me, probably. Yeah, I mean, I think that it reminds me of riding a motorcycle. It's like I probably could get the hang of this, but why? Like the risk, the threat of death is much higher than other options. So like, I don't need to do this. I guess some people think they need a gun to defend their freedom.
That is true.
But
no one man should have all that power. The problem is, we can't just take all the guns away and level the playing field and just, have fisticuffs or, knives or swords.
Oh no, I'm more of a mace guy.
That I did 100 episodes and I'm just learning about this now.
No, mace is cool, bro, because you can hit them from a little bit of a distance and then when they're confused, you can whip their ass.
I like how much you've thought about the weapon.
The problem is, if I did it to
mace
you,
weapon.
I know you keep whole milk at the crib to pour in your eyes, so you would beat me.
Oh, I thought you meant literally like a medieval mace, like a spiked metal ball on the end of a
bitch,
chain.
I'm not a loser. I mean,
You're
mace
talking
these-
about you're talking about like the pepper spray mace.
Yeah.
Got
These
it. Got
yeah.
it.
That's more that's about as deep as into weaponry as I would be willing to go.
Yeah, with mace and pepper spray, that doesn't take a real soldier down. You know what I mean? It's mind over matter. If I'm really coming at you and I really want to kill you and your family, you want to spray me in the face with that pepper spray.
It'll trip you up at least. It'll slow it down.
It won't make me happy, but I'll be able to finish my murder.
No. If you came at me and I maced your big ass, I could trip you, and then I could just stand over you and beat your little peanut head in.
I just like to imagine all the people who are just learning about our podcast for the very first time and being like, I'll check these guys out. They talk about equinox and working out. Like, maybe I'll get some. And it's just us talking about the different ways we will kill each other with weapons.
I would never.
While they're saying, no, that's for dorks, man. Anyway, so I would trip you, and then I would use my pepper.
I would never ever hurt Big TJ. I just couldn't do it. It's too important to my wallet and my future. I actually don't care for any other reason. But I couldn't see myself doing it.
A bet on TJ is a bet on your future, Chris. And you know
Exactly.
that. Smart guy.
Exactly.
Well, we played some. I guess speaking of the separation of church and state, the only thing worse than guns, the church. We were playing tennis today out in the park,
dude. I was gonna blow a gasket,
and there was right next to the courts. You know, it's a Sunday in Griffith Park. There's tennis courts. Everyone is having a nice, relaxing Sunday morning. Sun's starting to come out. People are walking the dogs. Maybe there's little families setting up picnics. There's a dog training class. And then there is, because of the coronavirus, the church cannot church inside of a church anymore. They have to go out into a public park. And it was a church where it was a yelling church. It was a evangelical church in Espanol. And it was just a guy yelling in the park for an hour and a half.
Loud. He was loud as a motherfucker.
Loudly yelling. Just everyone is bummed. It's a weird situation because if it was just a crazy guy yelling, then somebody would just yell at them to shut the fuck up, or like the cops would come or whatever. But because they are, spreading the message of the Lord, then they have the right to be loud and annoying. And there's nothing you can really do about that.
Well, I did yell at them multiple times to shut the fuck up. I don't know if they heard me.
Didn't work so well. Didn't do a ton.
Didn't seem to work very well. But it seemed really extreme to me.
But the takeaway is we need to, like, the churches. I don't want the coronavirus to spread. Churches are a bad place to, or a great place. Church is a great place to spread the virus.
Yeah, if coronavirus was going to spread anywhere, I guess I wouldn't be like bummed if it was in churches.
That is true. That is a silver lining. But I mean, there has to be some church laws in terms of how loud you are and how much yelling you're doing. Because there's like, I'm all for a church gathering. You wanna talk about you're spreading the good gospel, creating a sense of community, meeting people, your neighbors and friends and all that stuff. I think those are all the positive parts about church. But if you're just the asshole yelling guy, evangelical, trying to get money, convert the weak, that's the worst kind of church, and I have no sympathy for them.
That motherfucker was about to start charming a snake if he would if we would have gone 30 more minutes. But it was the scene at the tennis court today was fucking harsh.
Yeah.
Like, the ladies hitting balls in our court, those three dorks waiting. It was just too much, man. You know what it is? We need to join a tennis club or never play on the weekends, and or maybe both.
Yeah, I think what we are experiencing the bridge and tunnel situation, but with tennis, and there will be a fun pun maybe next episode involving that.
Great. I'm glad I'll give you some time to think about that.
It's a real blank, and I'm drawing a blank right now.
Blank and blank. Oh, I like that.
If you guys missed out our Twitch show over the weekend, we had a live stand-up comedy performance, which was very funny. Our guest Mikey, who might be listening right now, he did a very funny job roasting us a little bit. What did he say about you, Chris? That was a real heat seeker.
He said Chris looks like if Timothy McVeigh shopped at Saturdays. Oh, it's too good. And if you guys are too young to know who Timothy McVeigh is, he's the Oklahoma City bomber. So just to put that into perspective. And he wears glasses. I think is the connection, is that mainly he's just a guy who wears glasses. And he's white, of course.
Mm-hmm. And if you're too cool to know what Saturdays is, it is a surf shop in the middle of Manhattan. And
well, they have locations, of course, in Australia and Japan as well.
I guess at one point it was cool, right?
For somebody. Yeah, maybe. I mean, like
when it first came out, it was kind of like a funny novel thing.
It's such an interesting brand because the guys that do it are actually super cool and really nice, but it was always just a little bit like it became like they're exactly one of those brands that got fucked by their customer. Like the t-shirts, they had like really strong graphic t-shirts and they just blew out. And then every account manager at like Glossier was wearing, like a boyfriend. It was just bad. It was just really bad. It was really bad.
I always sympathize for brands who get in that situation where I always wonder, like, what do you do? I guess you have to go. I mean, even Supreme was not able to do it because they were actually doing something about it. They were like, if a dorky person would walk into Supreme back in the day and say like, "Oh, can I have this Ghostface Killah T-shirt in a medium?" and they'll be like, "Nah, we don't have it." And they're like, "Oh, this one right here. I have hit my hand. Can I just buy this one?" And they're like, "Nah, we have the best. That's all you can do is literally bar your customers from purchasing it." But the internet fucked it up.
You got a large? Nah. What about a small? Nah, we ain't got that. I mean,
yeah, and I think that's really funny and cool, and I like that. But you can't do that anymore, especially once you get shareholders and all that shit. Like, it's only a matter of time.
I think Saturdays actually like the real clothes they make like real clothes that no one even knows about because I think the t-shirts turn people off and they just didn't check again. You know what I mean?
They crush it on their suiting.
Not suiting, bro, but it's just it is a really interesting thing that happened with that though, because I think that they're hurting. Like I don't think it's going that well, partly because of the pandemic, but also I think when you're selling millions of dollars worth of graphic tees that just have a slash on them, like life is fucking good, but that can only last for a couple years,
Yeah, hopefully you invest that money wisely, maybe in real estate.
Yeah, maybe in a little shack in the Rockaways, so you can just kind of wake up and go.
God damn it. Chris, yesterday was Halloween. We actually had some trick-or-treaters come to the crib yesterday. And I thought Halloween was canceled.
I hope you didn't open the door and you gave them apples with razor blades in them.
We did not open the door. We set a little fish bowl out that was filled with candy and wrote a note.
Cheapskate. What kind of candy? It better be full-size Reese's cups.
No. It was not full size Reese's cups. It was minis. Also, when you buy the Halloween candy on actual Halloween day, it's 50% off. So it's not rough. So I this was the first time I actually went and bought Halloween candy because I'm usually never home on Halloween. Like I'm always.
You're always wearing your Lakers jersey and using CDJs somewhere in public.
Yeah, that's right.
I think
so. This was the first time in years where I was. I mean, and if I wasn't DJing a Halloween club, I was at a party somewhere,
getting twisted off the Modelo.
Yeah, getting really fucking twisted gone off the Modelos. But this was the first time where it was just like, oh,
you know what? I made a decision right now. I'm never going to give out candy on Halloween, no matter what.
Well, I mean, that doesn't really come as a surprise to anyone. You are the Grinch who stole Halloween.
I just really, I think,
Oh, curmudgeon ass.
I wish I understood what turns me off so much about it, but I've hated Halloween since I can remember. I've never dressed up as an adult.
Well, it can't be that hard to figure out. There's a certain sense of whimsy and youthful, I guess just like a playfulness, and also a love of fantasy and costuming. And these are all words that absolutely never enter your lexicon.
It just feels low rent. It feels budge, and I just don't like it. I mean,
but what about when rich people dress up for Halloween though?
It's still corny. Like, just get fucked up in regular clothes. That's all you're trying to do is get fucked up.
Yeah,
that's all.
But you have seen cool costumes before. Like I'm sure you've seen.
Yes,
like
I have.
Kate Moss wearing some perfect
No,
Uma Thurman costume.
I saw a very cool costume today of Nikki Takesh as the Erewhon Dom and sub. That's a good ass costume. That's perfect. It's extremely timely and also niche. And I hope she just took the flicks for IG and kept it moving. Like, if you're funny and you just want to get the flick off, then by all means. But if you want to be 30 years old and go out in public like that, that's when the problem starts.
Okay.
Like, Bryn Trill as Ghislaine last year was absolutely iconic. I mean, that's too good. Like, what can you say about that? It's too good. But like putting on a nurse costume and like having some drinks with your girls and getting sloppy is not the movement.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that now because of the quarantine, because of social media, Halloween it exists online now, and it's an Instagram holiday. It's no longer a real world physical holiday.
I think people were out there in the streets getting fucked up and spreading.
Yeah, I mean that was happening. I would never, of course, but I think it's going to be a thing where the ability to like, oh, I need to have a costume that I'll be able to like go to the party in, and I have to be able to fit into the Uber, and it can't be some like big thing, and I still want to be able to drink and have fun and be functional at the same time. I think a lot of that will be the priority of that costume will go down, and it's all going to be about the flick. It's all going to be about the photo op, and it's just like Halloween has turned into another opportunity for content creation instead of TJ, what it was before.
I hate to be the one to tell you this, but life is only about content creation.
That I know. I'm still trying to rebel against that way of thinking, even though I know it is a losing battle.
I wish it wasn't true, but there's nothing I can do about it. I don't make the rules. I just make content.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess we can't really complain, but I guess we're making content right now, and we're talking about Halloween on a podcast, so it's kind of the same thing. But
we're trash, but all podcasters are trash. That's understood.
Yeah, that's true. But I just hate seeing all of these holidays. I guess not holidays, but just like these things that everyone used to do are now it is just a new opportunity to take a picture of yourself and put it on the internet.
Well, don't worry, Jason. Next year I'll take you to the pumpkin patch, okay?
But I don't want to do that either.
Oh.
I don't want to carve a pumpkin.
Well, you did carve a pumpkin this year and I was disgusted.
Yeah, well, when you're in a relationship, you have to do things that you don't want to do sometimes, Chris. In the name of LOVE.
Ain't that the truth, bro? We all sacrifice all the time. I guess
TJ loves to compromise for Bay.
I guess being asked, you don't compromise for me.
You ain't Bay.
I would never ask you to carve a pumpkin, though.
I know. That's why we're friends.
Good point. Great point. But the pumpkin you did was cool.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, as cool as something like that can be.
It was. It was Bats Maru from the failing Sanrio Corporation.
Why did we ever uncover why Bats Maru from Sanrio and the Hello Kitty Empire was so popular among male hardcore listeners?
Because we was gay.
Well, that I know, but it's so strange what a phenomenon that was.
Especially for all over the country or the world.
Possibly globally. But I don't, not to be Willie Staley on Twitter, but Hello Kitty, you don't hear about that much anymore.
I think Hello Kitty crawled so hentai could walk. You know what I mean?
What about Karopi the frog? That was a favorite of mine.
I also enjoyed Karopi, but yeah, I think that was just cute Japanese stuff. 101.
But I think it also has to do with the fact that like if it was kind of suburban, it was always at the mall, and you could steal it, or you knew someone who worked there that would steal it. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, lots of stuff back then was going on. We thought Murakami was cool, you know, before Kanye and every other rapper got their clutches into it.
Unfortunately,
all kinds of cool Japanese stuff was cool back then, and it was interesting, and it would be like good art that you would go check out and be impressed by.
The fucked up part about that is we're literally talking about 20 years ago.
I know.
That's the fucked up part. Is it like that stuff is that it's so interesting that we came to that through that shit. I don't know. It's just so strange to me that was like something that was discoverable at that age, like kind of pre-internet.
Yeah, and we thought it was actually cool. Maybe it was cool.
I mean, you know, things have their moment, I guess. I mean, most things are ruined by rappers, though. That's facts only.
That's the takeaway. The main takeaway here.
I mean, it's
and we're letting them.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't know who I'm supposed to look to be inspired by. If I can't look to Travis Scott to check out what the new cool sneaks are, where do I look, TJ?
You know where I look? In the goddamn mirror, Chris. You have to trust in yourself, trust in your heart, and trust in the God that lives inside of all of us.
You need to look somewhere else then, bro, because your sneaker game looking beat.
That's what it's all about. The sneakers.
your footwear game need a little help, bro. I mean, I know you're limited.
Well, I need to post the Gotham screenshot ASAP, don't I?
Well, what shoe? So TJ size 17. What's the number one shoe you wish you could cop? Like no sweat. If it came in yours, that's not available to you.
Just like a regular pair of New Balances.
Like a 993, like a classic NB. I thought they actually made those.
They do, but not all the way up to my size. I think they stop around like 15 or so.
Damn, that's trash.
Maybe 16.
Yeah,
I'm right on the cutoff. I mean, something like that would be nice. Any kind of dress shoe, you know, like something more formal. I would never wear a loafer because, you know, I'm cool, but you know, something like that, like a nice leather shoe that you can wear that isn't too dressy uppy, like I'm going to a wedding or I'm wearing it with a suit.
Could you get like a 3-eyed, you know, Doc Martin or something? Do those come in your size?
No, I wish. I would definitely like to wear some of those, but no existy for me.
Damn. Once this Spotify Brinks truck backs all the way up, I think it's time for us to get TJ some custom-made kicks.
Okay, I'm down. I would also like to wear just some Wallabies. That'd be nice.
I'm so surprised that like New Balance 993s, Wallabies, and Doc Martens. I thought those actually would be the three that would come in your size.
You would think that, but they come close. They come closer than other styles. Like most like more limited edition special cool shoes stop at 13, but those ones will go up to like a 15 or a 16.
But still not enough for TJ.
Still not enough for TJ.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me get my little fashion designer bag and see, you know, what I can do. Because I think
go pull up at Fitum and see if anyone's ready to have their life changed.
Yo, come here, kid. Have you ever heard of Kanye West? All right, so you're not going to be working for him, but you're going to be working for me. I think that's a good idea. I'll talk to former How Long Gone guest David Coggins. I feel like he would know a place to go to get TJ some nice leather kicks
cobbled together. But the other problem with that is like once you get a pair of custom made, you know, shoes, hand leather made by some old Italian man. What if I don't like them? And I'm just like, well, I just spent $800 on these shoes, and
first of
I don't
all,
even like
it's a business expense because we'll make content out of it. Second of all, when you're getting custom shoes made, that's the beauty of it. You're involved in the process to the point where you know exactly what there's no surprises.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
But also, you know, you don't know what it's like until it goes on. I mean, what if it looks perfect in your mind? I mean, this is why we have to try clothes on, because in your mind is like, okay, this is good. It has everything I need. And then as soon as you try them on and you're like, oh, I can't wear these with pants because of the way, you know, just the way it looks bugs me, and I'm just never going to wear it, you know?
That is true. That look, TJ, that could happen. I'm saying there's a risk involved. We
have to take a risk.
It's a risk I'm willing to take to get you a pair of big boy shoes.
I'm a big boy.
I'm really shocked by the wallaby thing. I really thought wallabies came in your size.
Yeah, most people do.
Let me talk to LeBron and see what he usually kind of.
Yeah, that's the one shoe that I can get plenty of are ugly Nike basketball shoes.
What if you just started wearing? What if that was your new thing though? That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, I mean the what are the Nikes that are real, like the real expensive ugly ones that are bubbly, and they always have the wild ones. I forgot what they're called. Let me look.
Oh, are you talking about the? I mean, I think I know what you're talking about, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I don't.
What is the name? Like Supreme did one.
Oh, I love them, and Amardeep won't let me get them. He's like, you cannot wear those.
Yeah. What are those called?
They did the Weathermans are the famous one.
Yeah.
The Weatherman. Why can't I think of the name of it?
Those are foam posits.
Foam posits. Yeah, foamy.
So, okay, so I can find foam posits. But TJ, the problem is it's kind of like it's a little bit of a joke shoe.
No, it's not. Not if you're fucking really out here. When you're holding down the corner in Glendale, you need those.
Yeah, I mean, I could pull them off because I'm a goofy man, but
you said it.
But the problem is, like, they make those in my size. But if I go on eBay, they're literally like $300 to $700, and that's a little high for like a jokey shoe, you know.
But that's what you're not understanding, Jason. If it's not a joke unless you make it a joke. If you rock them and you sell them, then that's it. That's your new look.
Yeah. They are. I mean, they're so ugly, and I love them so much.
I bet they're pretty good to hoop in, you know?
You know what, Chris? Maybe now that we are getting this baggy, maybe I do need to treat myself to a pair of foamies. I don't know if my life partner will have sex with me after I own them.
She won't, but I'll talk to her. I'll do my best. But, you know, speaking of treating ourselves, Jason. Guys, we continue to risk our lives on the front lines to bring you content. But today, you know, to celebrate 100 episodes, we are actually taking a little trip in the Tesla down the 134 all the way to Malibu to hit Nobu, baby. That's right. That's right. You thought we were stopping at Boa. You know what I'm saying? You thought we were stopping at Delilah. We're going all the way to the fucking top. We're going to Nobu and Malibu.
Yeah, there was one Monopoly box that we hadn't landed on yet, and Nobu is the Park Avenue of spreading restaurants to go to. This is 100 episodes. We were able to secure a pristine reservation for dinner at 4:30 p.m. I want to give a shout out to my plug who hooked it up.
Yeah, tell him, because this ain't some open table shit. TJ's got heads in the back.
Yeah, my man Derek, he's over there in Nobu, and I was like, yo, I need to come through. This is a special occasion. And he's like, bro, I got you. Just give me 2 days notice, and I'll get you in the resi. It's all good. You know, you need a 4-top, 2-top, whatever, no problem. And then he was nice enough to hit me back with options. He's like, you know what, bro? All you have to do is let me know. You can choose from eating dinner at 4:30, 10, or 10:30. And I said, you know what? Let's split the difference right down the middle, and let's do a 4:30 ding.
But what I said to you, TJ, is that, look, we valet the G-Wagon.
Which I'm more than happy to eat dinner at 4:30 at Nobu.
We get seated. You guys order some martinis. And then by then it's 5 o'clock. And that's my dinner time anyway.
Yeah, that is a good point. And we love to eat dinner early on this side because the digestion just gets going.
And think about the sunset pics we're going to be able to get off for the gram.
Okay, so the next question is, LP earlier today, she was like, so when we had dinner with our friends on Friday night, and we actually got pissy drunk. Like I was hungover yesterday for the first time in months, like a real honest to goodness hangover. It was thrilling and depressing all at the same time. Kind of miss it. That's bad. But she was like, are you really gonna wear a suit on Sunday? And I was like, what's on Sunday? And she's like, we're going to dinner at Nobu. And I was like, oh yeah, did I say we're going to wear a suit? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I was drunk. I don't remember any of that. So now I don't think I'm going to wear a suit.
Don't wear a suit, but maybe wear pants.
Okay. I was already planning. Was I planning on wearing pants? Maybe, maybe not. But
actually, you know what? Maybe you don't need to.
It depends. I'll check the weather. It does get a little chillier as we get closer to the ocean.
Don't check the weather, Jason. Check Daily Mail and see what Scott Disick's been wearing there for the last 3 weeks. And then, because if he's been wearing the talentless sweat shorts, then I think you could wear the Patagonias there, Arc'teryx.
Okay, so I guess the next question: whenever we've gone to these elite spreader restaurants like Delilah or Boa, there's always somebody who is a fourth string NBA draft pick eating dinner there with a prostitute. And
that's exactly what these restaurants are for, actually.
Yeah. So it'll be a guy who is the same height as me, and he's wearing, just like awful shorts and, some type of, the worst NBA man.
No, he's pulling up with some shorts with the Rude hoodie.
He's got He's got the Rude hoodie. He doesn't even know what Chrome Hearts is, but basically what I'm saying is he's dressed like trash, but everyone is looking at him like, oh, who is this giant human? Super.
What team he play for?
Yeah, is he on the Brooklyn Nets? Is he a Minnesota Timberwolf? What I want to know what's going on with him.
Don't flex so hard, TJ, that you know two teams. That's
but I'm proposing this question: is it in my best interest to dress as if I was a basketball player who was enjoying a meal there? Because Malibu Nobu, to see a 6'9", 6'10" stud scamper through that hallway, it's an everyday occurrence. So I will likely stand out less than you guys will.
That's actually a good point.
But do I double down and play that up and really?
Actually, I've rethought my position. I say play it up.
Okay, so I'm gonna have
look as stupid as usual.
This will not come difficultly for me. But the problem is I have to do the perfect amount because I was wearing the actual NBA uniform for our Twitch show, and that's too much.
I would consider
LeBron would never wear his game day jersey and shorts out for a dinner on the town. So
no. I think
I get the John and Vinny's mad happy head to toe fit?
You have that already though, don't you?
No, I wanted to do that for Halloween.
You could have probably hit John or Vinny and copped.
No, thank you. I would do a bootleg. I would hit up my homies at Mad Happy and try to get blessed.
Do you have homies at Mad Happy?
No, but I've had a couple meetings with them.
It's all
about spreading good vibes and positivity with those guys, and also sustainable and also holistic. But also, you know what else is important? Have you heard of mental health? It's like it's this awesome thing where you also it's like for your face, like for looking good, but for inside where the face is on the inside of the face, like the head.
Oh, damn. That's pretty I get it. That's something I should probably pay attention to.
Yeah, and also it's good to get sleep. Like make sure you get a lot of sleep and drink the water.
I've heard that. Yeah, should I put lemon in my water?
Ooh, that's probably good for antioxidant and stuff.
I need to flush myself out. But I mean, I'm very excited to hit Nobu and Malibu. This is kind of like something that we should have done 6 months ago, but unfortunately reservations were hard to come by even for
it's a tough
podcasters. But Big TJ, foodfluencer, has pulled the strings. He finally did something. I didn't have to do this for once.
Yeah, your man Joe Budden couldn't get a resi like this. My man Mark Maron, he would call up Nobu and this is what the reservation times would be. Beep, just a dial tone, baby.
They'd be like,
I'm sleep.
Who? Mark? No, we ain't ever heard of you, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Back in the line.
no. Maybe you should try Pine and Crane instead, Miss. Sir. Maybe
Don't hit
you
it with
can. I can get you a 7:30 at What the Fish on Hyperion across from the McGelsons.
Oh, that's only funny because I've literally eaten there at 7:30 with you. But it's going to be a fucking movie. I haven't really thought about my outfit yet either, but I will. I'll really be dressing.
Yeah, what's it going to be for today? Is it going to be the Uniqlo polo or the Uniqlo polo?
Well, the question is navy or my new green.
Oh, what kind of green? Hunter?
Money green leather polo. No, it's more of like a forest. It's nice.
Okay. Is there a difference between hunter green and forest green?
I believe hunter's a little bit darker, actually.
Okay. That's good to know.
I believe.
So since today is episode 100, do we want to go back through the hallways? Do we want to take a trip down memory lane for some of our maybe if, there's a good chance that because of the other podcasts, because of all the out-of-home advertising, the billboards, the TRL ads and stuff, that you're discovering this podcast for the first time right now. So maybe some episodes over the years that, over episodes over the weeks that, were worth checking out. Some slam dunkies.
The problem is I don't like to choose favorites from our children.
It's not a favorite. It can just be there's just a bullseye and we're throwing some things at the wall and seeing what hits. But going back to the very beginning, Hari Neff, that was a classic episode where
Hari Neff coming live from her parents' house in Massachusetts, deep core.
Mm-hmm. Joe Holder, celebrity trainer who's running a marathon. Right now, today as
just
we speak.
For kicks.
He was, not a fan of TJ, so that was a swing and a miss for that one. That's fine.
He likes me though because he's athlete to athlete. We vibe.
Athlete to athlete. Yeah, you guys are vibe. But I still got love for Joe. We're still mutual friends.
Ryan O'Connell, another close friend of the show, just sold another television program with his friend Jim Parsons. Second season of Special just wrapped. We gotta have him back on, but he was great.
He's one of our all-time fans, our favorite episodes through the years of us podcasting. He's always just, he's like our little brother, even though we're not that much older than him. But
and he makes more money than us and is legitimately minted in Hollywood, and we're two losers that podcast. But yeah,
that's fine. But we all water each other's plants, don't we?
That's true.
We put him on. He puts us on. I'm sure we'll get a small walk-on role on one of his new shows.
We need to be the podcasters on one of his shows. That's a great idea.
Yeah. And if we don't, we really kind of have to bully him to do that. Because it's time that guys like us got a shot in this town. We also did a great episode with Allison Roman. Do you think she's still canceled? I don't think so. I think she's crawled out of that hole. One thing I've noticed about Alice Roman, I've been cooking her recipes lately. They're all delicious. I got nothing bad to say.
Jason was skeptical, and now he's making shallot pasta every weekend. And God bless you.
I'm skeptical of everyone, and she. I don't know. There's something about her recipes where it's just it's a regular thing. It's just like, here it is. It's not any different looking than anything else. Like, here's my recipe for a baked potato, and then you eat it and you're like, I don't know what this bitch did, but it tastes better.
I don't know what she did. It's that Brooklyn love, Raven Smith, our British friend, go cop his book. He's working on another one actually in Berlin as we speak. Molly Young, a superstar. Everyone loves that. Everyone loves her. Jeremy O'Harris, he's the most Tony nominated guy of all fucking time. But you know where he was first, Jason? He was on How Long Gone podcast.
The real Tony.
Exactly. What else we got here?
Scott Sternberg. He was a fun guest.
He's fun.
That was one of my life partner's favorite episodes. I think because she comes from the fashion world,
We love Scott. We love Entire World. I love hanging out in his backyard with his beautiful dog Zod.
Zod, that's the name of the dog?
Yeah, dog's actually cute too.
Damn.
We have too many episodes, bro. I don't want to do this.
Okay, we don't have to do that. It's fine. We can skip through all of our great I mean, good old Brian Boy. That was a very weird episode.
Legend.
I just saw that he just got his home was attempted robbery went down in his place yesterday. He's
making too much. He's making too much money, bro.
You know, he's always dripping down in the new Celine. Do you like the new Celine, Chris?
I love the new Celine. I think it's like, it reminds me of my favorite women's Japanese magazine, Fudge, which really spoke to me. I mean, all of it's not good.
Is that a women's magazine or is that a young ladies magazine, Chris?
Well, it could go either way.
Next question.
I've never thought of it, but I do think that I love flats. You know what I mean? I love a classic pair of black Chanel flats on a woman is exquisite, and I think Celine showed some great flats in this collection.
What do you love about a flat? I mean, I'm not a flat hater, but I see
it's just classic. It's cool. It's just a shoe you can't. It's just
classic.
Like the way,
yes, I don't know. Cool is a strong word for a Chanel flat. It seems like a basic shoe to me.
This is why you talk to me, Jason, because you have a lot to learn.
Wow.
Good try. If you want to wade in the Chanel pool, you need to get in the shallow end, and I'm over here in the deep end, and you can't reach yet.
So the deep end of the Chanel pool is their ballet flats that every assistant in New York owns. Very interesting, Chris.
If they have them and they're an assistant, that means they're rich, which is cool because they cost like $900. So I don't think you
look. I
understand.
see a girl in some Chanel flats. It's just like I feel like it's gonna be she's gonna be a wet fish. You know what I mean? She's gonna be a joyless person.
Honestly, Jason, you've lived in LA too long. Like, I don't think you see these chicks freaking it the way they would in New York.
That is true, and that is the beauty of something like a Chanel flat. Is it's not, you know, it's also about the person wearing it, and you can freak it. Like I've seen, you know, like I would never wear a pair of Yeezys, but if you get a really cool girl, you know, pairing that with like some weird dress that doesn't seem right at all, and then you're like, damn, I'm attracted to this person who is wearing Yeezys right now.
The problem with the Yeezy is the Desert Rat is a cool silhouette.
I'm talking about like the very first ugly ass
That's what I'm talking
Yeezys.
about. I'm talking about the Desert Rat is like the kind of thicky one.
I'm just talking about the. I don't even.
Are you talking about the 350? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
No, that's fucked up. I've never seen anybody look cool in those, Jason.
I've seen one person I've seen a girl wear them with like a sundress in some weird, bizarre way. And it was it was clearly like, I hate these shoes. I think they're stupid. And I also am rich. So I'm just going to buy them as a joke and wear them. And to me, all of that made my penis hard.
Was she Asian?
Next question.
But anyway, I mean, look, we've had a lot of great guests. We could do this forever. You know what I mean? Everyone holds a special place in our heart for different reasons, especially the bad ones. But overall, I would say of 100 episodes, we've had a sick batting average.
I agree. And I think, do you think that as we round the back nine for our, you know, once we start entering triple digits, are we going to invite people back who have already been on?
Unless, I mean, look, if we're desperate, I guess we have to. But maybe, I like that idea. I think we have a lot to go, though.
We do have a lot to go. I think that repeat guests are, if you choose them wisely, they can be a good thing because you develop the banter. You know, that's how you and I started podcasting together. You know
that's a great point. But I'm not gonna. I'm not trying to groom someone to replace you. So unless you want me to do that, you maybe you should rethink your words.
I'm talking about, you know, as it pertains to the fans, where they're like, oh, you know what? When you guys did this episode with, you know, Whitney Port, for example, of all, you know, I just picked that name out of the hat, but somebody like that, I really liked the energy and camaraderie and, you know, the dynamic that the three of you shared. Why do I not do that again? Why not make it episode 2?
I get that. I'm interested.
Is it too early to email Whitney to come back on? Is kind of the long and short of it, Chris?
I'm going to say yes, but luckily I'm in touch with her assistant and could make it happen at any point.
Mm-hmm. Do you think her assistant has Chanel flats?
No.
Okay.
No. Unfortunately, no. I mean, I don't think Whitney's paying her that much, you know?
Okay, that'll be something that we can ask next episode.
It's a possibility, you know what I mean? but I do think that we have a lot of great guests on the docket. You know what I mean, for the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, we have some cool crossover episodes with some other pods. It's interesting.
We have a former NBA player. Like, we have some funny. We're getting out here into the music space. It's really never ending where we could go, Jason. This fucking How Long Gone spaceship is blasting off, and who knows where we stop.
Hopefully, Wells Fargo business checking.
I told you we're a City National podcast, Jason. Don't forget that.
So people, you guys should listen to our new podcast and subscribe to it. It's called How Long Gone Radio. And
it's on Spotify. It's in a separate stream. You have to subscribe.
It's a separate stream.
You will learn a lot about music because Jason and I are historians and deeply engaged in the music world, business, and sound. It's important. It's basically a college class for free. Would you agree, Jason?
Yeah, it is a master class in music criticism. I don't think anyone is really on our level right now. And the best part about it is it just comes naturally to us.
If you want to hear two straight white guys talk about Ariana Grande for approximately 3.5 minutes, you know where to find us, baby. Spotify. and I need to say something. Unfortunately, because of this Spotify deal, I was forced to download the Spotify app. So don't get it twisted, guys. I'm only going to use it when we're podcasting. I'm still an Apple Music loyalist, but
not me.
I need to get that off.
Fuck Apple Music.
I need to get that off my chest. I did have to download the Spotify app for desktop and my Apple mobile phone, and
he didn't have to download it. He had the privilege and the pleasure of downloading.
But I have negotiated in our contract I'll be billing that back to Spotify. So they wouldn't give me a free login, but I am going to bill them back for the yearly fee. And if not, then
jokes on them, because that's a write-off. You know what I mean? It's a business expense. You're making money two ways on this deal.
I always get money two ways, TJ. That's kind of my thing.
But it's kind of an interesting format, the way it all works. Like at first, when it first appeared and people were telling us we should do it, I was like, it sounds like a good idea, but I'm not exactly sure yet. And after we completed our first episode and how fun and easy it was to do it, and it's nice. Like, we want to deliver as much content to you as possible, but we don't want it to sacrifice the quality of it. But this is something that we're able to just dive into. You put the headphones on, you hit record, and we just we let it rip. And it is a funny way. Like, I listened to it today, which is something I don't really ever listen to this podcast because it's too much, because we're hosting it and doing it multiple times a week. So, but I was listening to our first episode today, and I was like, oh, this is funny, this is good, I like listening to this, and I hope that other people do as well. So please do that. Let us know what you think. If you want to, suggest songs that you think we should listen to and debut, please do. We would love to skewer them for you or celebrate them for you.
Yeah, that's true. We would love to do that. That's the service that we're here to provide.
All right, Chris. Well, congratulations on 100 eps.
Jason, congratulations to you. I couldn't have done it without you.
I look forward to popping a small glass of Veuve Clicquot tonight. It'll
cost $55. But when I hear the ocean crashing in the background, and
how expensive is Nobu? It's pretty dumb expensive, right?
All these restaurants, it's not that crazy. Not for sushi. It's not. It's honestly, it's expensive for sure, but it's when you start getting into liquor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look, can you put a price on watching Sophia Richie? Jesus, Freudian slip. Can you put a price tag on watching Sophia Richie slink through the dining room as the waves crash behind you? I don't think
not
you can.
At all.
I don't think you can. And you'd be an idiot to try. How Long Gone, 100 episodes. How Long Gone live for the next few weeks on twitch.com/maddecentlive. How Long Gone Radio available now on Spotify. Discover music with us. And we'll be back in a few days with a full Nobu review that we know you're waiting for anxiously.
Okay, guys. We'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye.